You know, when Superman shows up in a new universe, he does a lot more than just win a few fights. He literally breaks the rules of the game. He shatters the entire system that universe is built on. So today, let's get into exactly how he does it.
And really, it all boils down to this one huge question. What is true strength? Is it the power to completely obliterate your enemies? Or is it having the wisdom, the self-control to show restraint? We're about to dive into two wild alternate timelines where that very question gets put to the ultimate test.
Okay, so in both of these stories, Superman's arrival is what military strategists would call an outside context problem. Basically, he's a total anomaly. He's a type of power that, well, neither the Star Wars galaxy nor the Predator civilization is even remotely equipped to understand, let alone fight.
So, think about the two arenas we're playing in. On one hand, you've got the Star Wars galaxy, right? Where all power comes from this mystical energy, the Force. And on the other hand, you have this ancient warrior culture, the Yautja, where strength is all about ritual combat and honorable kills. I mean, two totally different systems, and they're both about to run headfirst into the same unbelievable reality check.
And this, right here, is the absolute game changer. Look, both of these universes get power that comes from belief, like the Force, or from technology, like a plasma caster. They get that. But Superman's power, it's not a tool he picks up. It's just who he is. It's his biology. And that idea that someone can just be that powerful is completely alien to them.
So what's the first thing they do? Exactly what you'd expect. They try to take him out with their best and most iconic weapons. And the results? Well, let's just say it's a complete and total system shock.
I mean, just look at this list of failures. It's a complete cascade. Your standard blaster, the plasma just splashes off him like rainwater. The legendary lightsaber, a weapon that can slice through a blast door, it just fizzles against his skin. And the Predator's advanced tech, the plasma casters, the smart discs that can cut through anything, totally useless. Every single weapon they have, from the basic grunt to the elite warrior, is just a non-factor. And this is that uh-oh moment, the moment it all clicks for the Predators. The elite hunter Guan Thu, he watches his best weapons do absolutely nothing, and he gets it, instantly. This isn't just another hunt. This isn't prey. He's staring at something that challenges his entire way of life.
And that brings us right to the heart of the whole conflict, because Superman being invincible isn't just a physical problem for them, it's an ideological one. It creates this deep crisis of belief. He's not just shrugging off their weapons, he's challenging the very idea of what power is in their worlds.
Yeah, look at the difference here. The Force is something you have to connect with, right? It's a spiritual path that depends on your belief, your training. But Superman's power? It's just a biological constant. It's like gravity. It's not something he believes in, it's just a fact of physics for him.
So, what's the science behind it? It's called the photonucleic effect, and it's actually pretty simple when you break it down. His cells are basically these super efficient living solar batteries. You put him under a yellow sun, they soak up the radiation, and boom, he gets all this incredible power. It's not magic, it's not faith, it's just physics, but on a scale they've literally never encountered before. But the clash gets even more intense when you look at their core values. For Superman, his whole philosophy is built on this idea that mercy, restraint, is the ultimate sign of strength. But for the Yautja, their entire code of honor is built on a worthy kill, a good death. So for them, showing mercy isn't kind. It's the biggest insult you could possibly give. It's basically telling your opponent, you're not even worthy of being killed by me.
And this is so important. He completely breaks the script. For 10,000 years, the Yautja culture has had two roles. Prey runs, and challengers fight to the death. Superman does neither. He won't run, but he also won't kill. By doing that, he doesn't just survive their hunt, he completely invalidates the entire logic of their culture.
Okay, so all of this keeps building and building until it hits a breaking point. Eventually, in both timelines, they push him too far, and he's finally forced to stop holding back and show them, well, he shows them the truly terrifying scale of what he can actually do.
Let's start with Star Wars. Count Dooku comes up with this genius, multi-layered trap. I mean, it's brilliant. Step 1. Use a horrifying superweapon as bait. Step 2. Spring a custom-built power-blocking shield to cage him. Step 3. Unleash a regenerating monster created with dark side magic. It's the perfect trap, designed specifically to take Superman off the board.
But Superman's response, man, it's just on another level entirely. He's faced with a shield he can't punch through. So what does he do? He doesn't just punch harder. No, he flies to the edge of space, turns himself into a living meteor, and uses pure physics, orbital velocity, and his own mass to obliterate the shield. He doesn't just beat the trap, he completely changes the rules of the game. It's physics beating magic and tech, plain and simple.
All right, now let's jump over to the Predator universe. The stakes here get ramped up to 11. A fleet of 20 warships, crewed by these exiled bad bloods, shows up to threaten the Predator homeworld. And their goal is simple: capture Superman and destroy anyone and anything that stands in their way.
What happens next? It's not a fight, it's a clinic. In just 8 minutes, he systematically dismantles the entire fleet. He's moving so fast, their targeting computers can't even lock on. He's not blowing them up, he's disabling them with surgical precision, bending hulls, crushing power cores, ripping out engines.
And this is the most important number of all. Casualties? 0. Not a single one. Let that sink in. He had the power to turn every one of those ships into space dust, and he chose not to. He proved beyond any doubt that for him, violence wasn't just a last resort, it was a completely unnecessary one. And this is the moment of truth for Guantu and his clan watching from the planet below. It all clicks. They finally understand what they're seeing. It's a being so powerful that violence is unnecessary. A being so fundamentally strong that he can afford to be kind. His mercy wasn't an insult. It was the ultimate expression of a power they couldn't even begin to imagine.
So after you see something like that, you can't just go back to business as usual, right? Things are changed forever. Superman's actions leave behind these irreversible consequences, and now both universes have to play by a completely new set of rules.
For the Star Wars galaxy, the very definition of invincible has been rewritten. And thousands of years of Jedi and Sith philosophy just got a massive reality check. And for the Predators, he showed them there's a new path for a warrior, a non-lethal one, and forced them to think about a purpose that's bigger than just collecting trophies. Yeah, the old game is definitely over.
You know, Guantu really nails it with this final metaphor. He says Superman wasn't some conqueror who came to destroy them, he was a mirror that showed them exactly what they were, but also what they could be. And that right there is the ultimate takeaway. Superman's biggest win in these stories wasn't against an army or a bunch of hunters. It was a victory over an idea, the destructive idea that absolute power has to corrupt, that it has to lead to violence. He proved that real strength, true strength, is having the wisdom to choose restraint.
So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. In a universe that's all about survival of the fittest, what does it even mean to be Apex, when the most powerful being in existence shows you that the greatest strength of all might just be the choice to show mercy?